Affirmations work. In this video, I'm going to be showing you some specific outcomes that I had from affirmations that I said years ago and how they're currently manifested in my life today. And I'm also going to give you a look through my current vision board, vision journal, and tell you some of the affirmations I'm saying today that I know I will see results from in the future. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Hey there, thank you so much for watching. My name is Christiana and my channel is The Well-Behaved Wallet, where I talk about mindset, motivation, and making or saving money. So for the topic of affirmations, I am super excited because this is probably the number one thing that has made the biggest difference consistently in my life. So I was cleaning out my room and I found this specific journal, and the reason why I've hung on to this journal is because I don't know if there's something, what it is, or like if there's something specific about the journal itself, but things that I write in this book tend to come true, and the fact that I write them repeatedly, I don't know what it is, but I know that this is just kind of the proof that convinces me, or that makes me see that absolutely your words have power, and the words that you say consistently to yourself over time have consistent power. So I've been doing affirmations and like writing out my goals for years and years and years. So this journal starts back in 2012, and I started it out with some quotes, because I didn't really know, like, I don't know about you, but I have, like, when I start a journal, I wonder how. I have this thing where I tend not to write on the first page, but I wondered, like, how do I start it? So I just started with some quotes. This is one of my favorite: "Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid," from Goethe. An unknown: "The chief cause of failure and unhappiness is trading what we want most for what we want in the moment." Pretty good. This is actually from '05, so this is all the way back from '05. So I lie when I said I started it in 12. This is back quite a few years ago. So I had this thing back in 2012. So I had started this job in sales, and I knew that mindset was so important. It wasn't really sales, it was more like recruiting. I wasn't very good at it and I didn't like it, but it taught me a lot about mindset and about persistence, and also to be very careful of time zones when you're calling, because you don't want to be calling California at 9 a.m. Eastern, which is 6 a.m. California time, so Pacific time. Don't do that. So that's what else I learned from that job. What I started to do is be very intentional about things that I was writing out, and how I was training myself in mindset. And this is the first entry. I live on less than 80% of my income. I make $40,000 to $45,000 per year, and I weigh 135 pounds. So of those three things, I am still working on living on less than 80% of my income one day. I make more than that now, and I weigh around there. I say I weigh within like 10 pounds of there, which at the time I did not. I weighed, at the time, probably 20 pounds more. So I'm 10 pounds closer to that goal now. So if I started out here, then and here was my goal, I am like here. So I'm certainly moving on the continuum closer to where I wanted to be. So that, for me, is a really positive, tangible outcome that I can say, hey, I write this down and it comes to be. So this is something that I can absolutely for sure attest in. And what I did in this, my process, was that I wrote out every single day my affirmations. And I did this, I started in June of 12, and I did this straight through to, I kept going, all to October of 2012. So that's, what, 4 months? Straight through. And then I pick up in November, so November, all of November of 2012, December of 2012, and then February of 2013. And that's kind of where it falls out. And then December of 2013. So almost a full year where I wrote out every single day these affirmations of who I am. I'm a radiant reflection of who God has made me to be. I'm wise, I absorb and transmit truth. I am effervescent, enlivening those around me. I am practical, I get the job done. I am courageous, and my courage gives strength to others. Just very sort of vague outcomes that I know that I'm working towards, manifesting today, right now. So this has for sure certainly served as, I call it a touchstone of what I have achieved and where I'm going. So it gives me courage to continue on the process of writing out your goals and affirming what you know to be truth inside you and where you know you're headed. So that's something else that I'd like to address, is that idea of when you write out goals and they don't come true in the time frame that you'd like them to, how it sometimes feels a little bit like you hit this little lull. And it's helpful to be able to go back in your life and identify times where you said, hey, that thing came true, or that thing came to be, even if it's something really small. Like for me, I just got back from vacation with my family, and that can kind of go both ways. Like sometimes personal dynamics can be such that you end up not having a great time, or sometimes things happen. Like never forget that there's always kind of a personal dynamic at work. So my affirmation for that trip was to have a fabulous time, to be joyful, to connect with my family, and to really enjoy the time and to be rested and restored. And I put this in at the end, and it was awful because it totally came true. What I said was, I want to be sad leaving because I had such a great time. And that for sure came true. And I was sad when I left that vacation. So absolutely 100% that affirmation that I set 1 week ago came true 2 days ago. So it's really helpful to have those little teeny tiny things that you keep track of, because that builds your confidence and your ability to speak truth to yourself and to give life to your words. So along those lines, I'm going to show you the vision journal that I have for 2019 that I started way back in January, and kind of walk you through where I am with that. And I kind of remind myself as well. So this is the journal that I made back in 2019. I got a picture of myself right there. And I wrote the year, and I said immersed in love, and that's me. And I reminded myself of all these things that I tried each and every day to remember that I am, or I am working towards. So my word for 2019 is grow. And that is something that I do every year, is I choose one word, and my word for this year, I've done that actually since 2012. My word for this year is grow. So the first picture that I have says, you're on the right path, which I'm like, sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Or sometimes it feels like I am not moving at all. Like I'm on the right path, but I'm just kind of sitting still, and it can be really frustrating. But you know what? We move at the speed of life, and life responds to what we put into it. So if we feel like we're moving still, sitting still, the thing to do is to get up and move. Literally, move your body. So that's something that I've learned this year for sure. So this is the picture of hearts. Where is it? Heart and light bulb and some money and a toolbox, because I'm like, what is in my toolbox to earn money and bring light to the world? I love this. Don't just make payments, make progress. And then I put another little picture of my little face right there next to a light bulb to show my light going on. What else do I have here? I have $100 bill because visually I want to attract more money. Funny girl. I kept some other pictures. Isn't it funny the things that come across your path? So I have pictures of happy couples. Again, I cut out a little picture of my little face right there. Put that right there. What else do I have? I have more pictures of happy couples, because that's something I want to attract into my life this year. I just love this one, this Tiffany ad with just the hands and the ring. I thought that was so powerful, because it's just sort of isolating that one point. I think visually it has a big impact. So that's something else right there. And oh, look at that, a little Tiffany's a little ad right there. For Tiffany's. And also, I love this. This is, oh my gosh, Mimi Thorson. And she is a cook, and she happens also to be, I think she's half Japanese and half French. She lives in France. She lives in a villa in the south of France, which is one of my long-term dreams, goals. Gonna get there. And she has some of her favorite things, which I think is just lovely to put down your favorite things. This shawl right there. This is Chrissy Teigen, another one of my little, people that I admire, and I love that. I love the idea of food on a board. I just like anything that's cooked on a board and served on a board. I think that's very rustic and wonderful. So moving on to the topic of fitness and health, and that is one thing I will say that I feel like is going pretty well in my life right now. I'm really feeling clued into my fitness, and I feel like my body is really serving me as a as a partner, which is exciting because I haven't always felt that way with my body. I feel like I'm really, my body is supporting me and that I am supporting my body. And I think that one of the number one things that's helped with that is doing the yoga. It was recommended to me and I've done that since March. And it's really hard. I do hot yoga and it's very uncomfortable, but that's something else that I set an affirmation for, and that really helps. So physically, these are the things that I affirm in myself physically. What is essential to you? I just love that pose. It's very heart open, which I try to be. Some fashion icons. This is actually Nicole Richie. I don't know how you feel about her. I like that picture. I like this picture. I like that bag. I like that watch. And then career. See, this is another aspect that's Natalie Massenet, the founder of Net-a-Porter. And then some working together and some working alone right there. Career affirmations, just to feel that way about your career, I think is pretty powerful. Just some other images that I really like, images of houses that I like, for sure. Images of people, some money. This is actually my collection of money that I have found on the ground, because this has happened more than once. Sometimes I will go out for a walk and find money on the ground. That's happened like 3 times to me in 3 different locations. Like one was right in my neighborhood. Actually, it happened twice in my neighborhood. And then one time it happened at a rest stop randomly, where I looked down and there was like money on the ground. I'm like, don't mind if I do. So pretty powerful. And then I made this collage for myself of images of people that I really like, of women that I really like, and women that I want to be like. So I put that right here and have that to reference. And these are just some other images that I've carried over from previous vision boards. This is David Beckham on a horse, and it says, "Where imagination saves the day." Yes, it does. And this is me with my word, and again with my little face right there. So the idea to grow and to develop and to learn, that is my mantra and my word for this year, for sure. Last year was rest. So I turn back to that idea of growth, because that is what I am doing this year. So that is my current vision board for 2019, as well as evidence and proof that I know that visions and affirmations work 100% science-backed. So this is what I know to be true. I would love to hear what you do or say to yourself on a daily basis, or what you are trying to actively manifest in your life. Please leave me a comment below and let me know what you're working on so I can support you too. Thanks as always for watching, and I hope that you will keep watching. Bye!